Okay, so I wanted to start a video. I probably should take these earphones out because I can't hear myself well enough to actually start the video. But I wanted to start a video because I wanted to talk about different topics that have come up, whether it's conversations with my friends, conversations with, people. I'm not going to just say people, I'm going to say my barber. She's brought up a couple of different conversations as well. But one of the biggest ones that we talked about is cheating. Whether or not you could take somebody back if they have cheated on you. And I can be honest and I can be open with that and say no. And I think under any type of circumstance, I would probably still say no. I would not take somebody back after they cheated on me. And here's my reasoning behind that. Number one, every time that we have an argument, I'm going to throw that back in your face. And number two, I'm never going to be able to trust you again being out, I wouldn't say by yourself. Going out by yourself, I'm talking about without me as your unit. Because I feel like every single time after that time, you're going to cheat on me. And I'm going to begin to hate you. And that's one thing I don't want to happen. I still want to hold some type of respect for you. So I don't think I could continue on with the relationship after someone has cheated on me. I also think that one of the biggest things people need to understand is cheating is not normal. I don't care how many times people say it. And it feels like it's more of guys who say it, that it's normal for guys to do it. Because when we cheat, they say when guys cheat, we do it for just experience, just for sex. But when females cheat, they get more involved with feelings and stuff like that. They cheat more for affection and stuff. And so they think it's it's more of an excuse if you're a guy than a girl to cheat. Now, I feel like there is no type of excuse to cheat because I feel like before I would cheat on you, I'm going to leave you. Not just leave you immediately, but if we talked about what we prefer sexually, and if that's a big, big part of our relationship and we can't come to some type of, middle ground there, and we know like, hey, sex is a big part. If sex is a big part of our relationship, then I would leave you before I would communicate with you with our problems. Then I would leave if I feel like, hey, I'm going to cheat on you. Especially at this age, I'm in my 30s now. Now, prior to that time, in my 20s and stuff like that, I feel like I let a lot of stuff slide. I feel like I've done a lot of stuff as well, and I'm taking full accountability for that. And I always tell myself I did it because I was retaliating against someone who has already did me wrong. But once I got older, I had to realize and take accountability and say, hey, you could have left. You could have left. And so now that I'm older, I'm just like, I know what I want in a relationship. I also have measured my worth and I know what I am worth to be able to say, hey, this is what I bring to the table. I feel like if you cheat on me, it's not a mistake. You know what I mean? And I don't have to stay. Because a lot of people say cheating is a mistake. Cheating is a mistake. And that's a very strong statement to make. And the reason behind me saying that is because I feel like if you cheat on someone, that is not a mistake unless you all have not communicated your boundaries of the relationship. For me, I always communicate the boundaries. So for instance, if you communicate to your significant other, spouse or whoever, if you communicate to them and say, hey, I don't allow cheating. I've been cheated on before in my past. It hurts me, and it would hurt me if you did cheat, and it's hurt me in my past when someone has cheated on me. If I tell you that at that time, if you decide to cheat, that is malicious. Malicious is basically having the intent of hurting someone by doing something, intentionally hurting someone by doing something. I feel like that's not a mistake anymore. That's malicious because you knew it was going to hurt me. You knew how bad I was going to hurt. And at that time, I feel like you did not love me. Because if you've done that, and I've told people in my past that too, if you've done something to me that I've communicated to you that hurt me and you continuously do it, then you are being malicious and you hurt me and you didn't love me because I told you at jump and we were supposed to be building a bond of what a relationship is supposed to be. And a lot of people say, hey, you got to understand, that's the ups and downs of relationships, and especially when they talk about back then, which was maybe before my time, even before my time. I was born in late 80s, where they say stuff like, well, basically, you're not supposed to leave your spouse for anything. Or, that's why they stay married so much longer than people do now. They get divorced, on a whim now. But I feel like if people stayed when their spouse or anything cheated at that time back then, that's good for them. Some people need to stay together for the family and everything like that. But I feel like who I am, I feel like I wasn't raised up that way. I was raised up basically to know what you bring to the table and know that somebody does not have to disrespect you. I'm not going to be with somebody who cheats on me. Number one, because there's, just STDs just running rampant, throughout the US. And a lot of people like to cheat, without protection. Even if you cheated with protection, I would probably be like, oh, you know what? Thank you for thinking about me, to, want to protect me from anything. But at the same time, I'm still going to have to break up with you. The other thing I feel like with cheating, people feel like, and I may have said this already, but I feel like people feel like that's ups and downs in a relationship. And I'm like, anybody who believes that, I'm not going to say is a fool, but I feel like they don't completely know their worth of what they can actually bring to the table. Then I'm also wanting to say, I feel like cheating, when people bring up cheating and stuff like that, and they say they couldn't help it or anything like that, or it's a mistake, I feel like when I think of a mistake, I think of somebody tripping over my shoe. That's a mistake. That's an instant thing, and I feel like you could not prevent that. But I feel like a lot of times when people cheat, there's several different things that go into play when somebody cheats on you. It's not like it's not like a spur of the moment type thing, because a lot of times your significant other has already warned you and said, hey, I think you're getting too close to this person. I think you need to check yourself. And then your significant other ends up saying, hey, you're just being insecure. I can handle myself. I'm not going to do this and that. And then you end up getting a party and getting drunk and using being drunk as an excuse and saying, hey, I was drunk and we ended up doing something. But if I've already expressed to you, I feel like you're doing the most with this person, so to speak, and you continue to go down that road with them, you end up cheating, that's your own fault. And, I'm still going to break up with you because we communicated that. There's too many things that goes into cheating. You're attracted to this person and you are in different areas with this person by yourself or, secluded. You end up secluding yourself, even if you're at a party or something like that, and you already have a strong attraction to this person. And for people who use alcohol as an excuse, I don't think you can, because unless you're completely drunk and somebody takes advantage of you, and that's rape. That's something different. I'm not talking about that. However, I feel like what alcohol does to you by a certain age, and especially at my age right now at 32, what alcohol can do to you if you're, have been drinking and stuff like that, and know how alcohol affects your hormones and everything like that. You would know how that plays out. So if you're around somebody or going to be around somebody who you have that strong attraction to, don't drink as much and don't use that as an excuse if you end up going above and beyond and end up, sleeping with that person. I just feel like I'm not the type of person and have not been raised up, to be the type of person to take somebody back when they cheat, because I feel like now I'm telling you it's okay to disrespect me. Because every single time I look at you, I'm going to think about you being with somebody else, and I'm going to visualize it in my head. And I feel like a lot of people need to understand that versus jump into the conclusion like, oh, you're insecure or you don't understand the dynamics and the up and downs of relationships. I'm like, no, because I have been single and I have been totally happy with just myself, chilling by myself, going places by myself and everything like that. Not even sometimes by myself, but just with friends and stuff, but not being in a relationship to do those things. Because a lot of people feel like they have to be in one. But I realized once I was single, at one point, and I not got single. I was single and I chose to be single by choice at one point. It was very therapeutic. It also helped me see, things I could do differently with myself. It also helped me to appreciate the love I had for myself and to know what I brought to the table. You know what I mean? Because if you find happiness within yourself and you realize you can give yourself happiness, the only thing somebody can do is add happiness to that. Nobody can be your happiness. I feel like a lot of people get that mixed up. Now, they can contribute to your happiness and grow your happiness, if that makes sense. But nobody can actually be your happiness. You have to be your own happiness, just in case they start to screw up or anything like that. You don't want to hold that against you and tear yourself down. You have to say, hey, I just was not able to make that person happy, but I can be a happy person, or I can make somebody else happy. Know your worth is what I want to say to close this out. Know what you can tolerate. Because some people, if you do tolerate the cheating and everything, I may have said this before, but that's good for you. I just know personally me, and this is my opinion of how I feel right now. I don't feel like I can take somebody back if they have cheated on me. And a lot of people are like, you got to build trust. But I feel like I had built trust with you prior to this incident. But afterwards, I feel like if you broke the trust before, why should I believe you now? You know what I mean? If you broke trust of our union before, if I had stated to you, we can, I want to be in a monogamous relationship and for you not to cheat on me. And then you break that bond and then you come back later and say, oh, well, you just need to trust me. We can work through this. I don't think that works. And I would hope that a lot of people get from this video that I've just made is that you don't have to tolerate certain things. You can always leave, and you can always realize that you are the basis, you and whatever. For me, it's my faith, myself and my faith, because I do believe in God. But if you don't believe in God or anything like that, because I will never force anything on anyone, just your core of believing in yourself and having a happiness within yourself is what you need to hold on to. And you don't need anybody who's continuing to cheat on you or anything like that. So I would just say, no, I do not believe I could forgive somebody for cheating on me. And I'll leave it at that at the end of the video.